All right, welcome back to the channel. This week we're taking on Western Michigan. As you can see there, they're 104th in the country. We're number 3, so we should be able to handle them pretty well. Not a lot of the MAC teams scare me, but that doesn't mean that a team can't jump up on you. They only have one win so far, but like I've been saying, we just can't go into any week thinking we're going to steamroll them, because that's when you get upset and that's when you lose one. So we take the ball here to start the game. As you can see, we're coming in with a pretty good coaching record so far. We're going to hand it off to Stevenson, and he's going to break a tackle and just misses the first down. Right there, he's able to break a big tackle and move forward, and that's just the kind of game we know we're going to have to run. It's dark, it's cloudy, it's kind of raining here in Bowling Green for this game, so we know it might be a little bit more of a ground and pound type game. And our offensive line has just been really good all season. So you can see right here, a huge hole opens up on the left side, and we're able to get, basically in 2 plays, 20 yards, and we're already on their side of the field. So now it's 3rd down and inches, and we're just going to do what we do best. Hand it off, and Ruiz is able to escape a guy who almost sacked him and cut all the way up to the field. He gets down to about the 2 or 3 yard line. So we're just kind of running all over him this game. The Orange Hats are winning the line, or the battle up front of the line. So now it's 3rd and goal. We're at like the inch line, and we're just going to give it to Morris, who's going to punch it in for like the 1 yard touchdown. And that's exactly what you got to do when you're a heavy favorite in a game. You just got to start off strong. As you can see on that drive in the top corner where it shows the stats, we ran for every yard that drive, didn't even attempt to pass. And Mitchell's going to boot up the extra point. So we're going to take a 7-0 lead. Can't stress enough how important it is to start off fast when you're playing a team that's you're heavily favored to beat. So they're going to run the option over here with Fuentes, and they're actually going to get a pretty good gain. He pitches it when he probably shouldn't have, but it worked out for him. And as you might be able to tell, I am recording the audio after. I explain it pretty much every time I do it, but I don't do it often. It's just sometimes it just works out when I'm ready to record that it's not a good time to record the audio, so I'll just record it, and get the audio over later. So they're 109th in the country on 4th down conversions, so not really good stat there. So we're going to try to stop him here, and he's able to break a tackle, but then he fumbles, and they're actually able to recover it anyways, so they do get the 1st down. Kind of like an addition by subtraction play right there. So they're going to line up in the shotgun here. 3rd and 5, obviously, we got to defend the 1st down. They're going to run the option, and our defense is going to step up like we've been doing all year, and we're going to stop the running in its tracks. And so we're going to get a turnover on downs, and we're going to take the ball, and we're going to do a direct snap to Stevenson, who's able to cut around the outside, but then takes a huge hit from the Western Michigan defense. Their defense was actually a little bit better than I thought it was going to be, just because, we played Ohio, who was winless, and we were able to just move wherever and whenever we wanted to on the field as we connect with Moran over the middle. But this team only having 1 win, I thought the defense was going to be a little bit easier to move on, but they did prove to put up a little bit more of a challenge than a team like Ohio did. So we're going to run the direct snap. He's going to find a hole, and he's going to bounce forward for 1st down and much more. I really enjoy running that direct snap play. It's a play we practice a lot throughout the week. So we're back in the shotgun. I know that's where we run most of our plays. And Barry's going to drop back. He's going to look, and he's going to fire over, and Blake's going to make a good catch over the shoulder. He was able to get separation on the left side of the field, and we're able to find him for a nice big gain. So we're going to line up here, give it to Stevenson, and there was a giant hole there as we bust open for the 1st down. That was kind of the story of the game, was just our lineman being able to get a big push up front. As you can see there, 6 rushes for 8 yards. He's moving really well so far this game. So we're right on the doorstep of scoring, but the 1st quarter does end. So we're up 7-0. We're winning after the 1st quarter, which is always a good sign. But it's not, an onslaught or anything too early. But, as we say that, we're looking right here to stuff it up there with Stevenson. He's going to get the ball. Nice hole opens up, and he does get tackled, but he's able to outstretch for the touchdown. So we're able to increase our lead. You see the replay here. Good blocking up front, but, Stevenson's also a speed guy. So they have to be a lot quicker than maybe for other of our running backs. So we're going to line up here, take the point after, and go up 14-0. Mitchell's able to kick it. It almost gets blocked. I mean, they got a guy coming in there quick, But Mitchell gets the kickoff, and he remains perfect on the year. So now Western Michigan, they know they got to score. You go down 14-0, you really got to step it up and start moving, and they get a good first down right there. And as you can kind of see, in those cutscenes, it is just pouring down rain this game. So as you see, I'm creeping up there with Jackson. I'm going to blitz, but he's able to get the ball off, and unfortunately for them, at least, Ray jumps the pass. One of the best interceptions I've seen all year. Ray just jumps right in front of the guy, picks the ball off. And just like that, we're back on offense. We got 5 wide, and we're going to hit Blake over the middle for a nice, about 14, 13-yard gain. We're going to go right back on the ball. But the offense was stalled out. Their defense made a stand. But luckily, we're, in a decent position to kick. I know we're going from the right hash, which isn't always nice. But Mitchell's been perfect so far this year, so we're going to just kind of line it up. He gets it off, and it just barely squeaks through that left upright. Another 40-plus yard field goal for him. The kid's only a true sophomore, too, so, we're going to get him for 2 more years. So they're lined up in the shotgun. Quarterback's going to take it for a draw, and he's going to get stopped. He kind of runs into the back of his guy. Patrick's able to get off his block, and we're able to stop him and make them punt. So it's 3rd and 8 here. We're trying to get down the field quick. As you can see, there's only 1:40 left, and Barry's going to take it. He's going to roll, and he's just going to move out. He's going to pick him up, put him down, and get another first down. Nice little pump fake there. Nothing opens up, so he's going to take it, and he's going to try to scramble. Showing a lot of leadership as a senior. So we're still in the 5 wide. Like I said, we're trying to get down the field as quickly as possible. There's only 1:40 left, and we want to get another score before half. He's got all day, plenty of time, and he uses it to find Sheldon Sullivan, who looks like he got the first down there. Nope, it's 2nd and inches. So we're just going to hop back on the ball again. Don't want to waste any of our timeouts right now. Ball finally comes down. We get it off. Barry drops back, fires it over, and O'Donnell, the JUCO guy, Toby O'Donnell, going up, getting the ball, and we're right back on the ball. Nothing's changing about the strategy here. But, I do believe we took a sack or had like a fumble because it's 3rd and 17, but Barry rolls out and fires to Moran, who's just able to stay in bounds. He's able to get a foot in, and we're moving. We got some life left in us. It comes to 3rd and 7, though. Only 40 seconds left. That clock is still ticking. Barry drops back, kind of rolls right, and he's going to loft one up for Sullivan, who goes up and makes a spectacular grab, and we get another touchdown right before the half. A beautiful throw and catch by Barry to Sullivan. Look at that, he's pumped. Might be his 1st or 2nd touchdown of the year, so good for him. And it's a really nice one, too. Way to make a play. It's been pouring down pretty bad this game, so we haven't done a ton of passing. And they're just going to let the clock run out. So a pretty dominating first half, 24-0. It went exactly how we wanted it to. I mean, that second half we put up 17 points. Or second quarter, I should say, we put up 17 points. The yards there, you can see 71-200. Really lopsided so far. So we're just going to, the philosophy doesn't change. The foot's still on the gas. We're going to just up the tempo. Nothing's changing. Just keep pouring it on them, just like the rain pouring down on this field. So, Western Michigan, I think they know that they really need to up the tempo a little bit if they even going to have a chance to win this game. So they're dropping back. They're ready to pass. He passes it backwards for Gaines, who fumbles, and Hyde's able to pick it up. And he's running, and he's just not able to get to the end zone. So they stopped us, basically on the two-yard line, which isn't really going to make much of a difference because our offense is really good when we get our goal line formation out there. So you can see here we're getting down in the huddle. We got the big boys out. All 3 of our tight ends, fullback. We're ready to just punch it in. We're going to give it to Stevenson, and there's a hole. You could have drove 2 semi-trucks through that hole. So we get another touchdown for Stevenson. Look at the perfect blocking by the line. our offensive line needs to get a lot more credit than they do, just because, without a good offensive line, you can't run the ball. And you can't really even pass that well, just because you need time in the pocket for your receivers to get open. Especially, we don't really have a great core of receivers. I mean, they're okay, but, we're just kind of a mid-level school. It's not like we have any superstars out there. So nice touchdown for us. And we're just kicking away. Obviously can't let up any big plays here on special teams. I mean, the guy's making a couple moves. He's juking. And he actually gets a pretty good return there. But really not much of an issue. Their offense has been pretty stuck all game. So it's always good to, come out here and get a big lead when you're at home. Please the crowds, please the students. And just like it's been happening all game, they kind of just can't get anything in the air. As you can see there, passing yards, they have 18 passing yards so far. So things aren't really going great for them. As you see here, they're going to try to hand it off. It gains with another fumble, and this time it's Becker who's able to jump all over it. I think that's their third fumble of the game. Might just be the second, I don't know. They've been turning over the ball a lot. As you can see, I mean, they only have 75 yards of offense. So it's 3rd and 3 here, and I'm going to do what I do pretty often with this team is put Morrow in the game and try to run like a QB draw, QB sweep, one of those plays. I mean, we don't switch out quarterbacks often. It's not just because, Barry's not getting it done. And look at Morrow. He gets a huge juke move, and he's then gets tripped up by someone on the ground, but it's enough to get a first, so we're going to throw Barry back in the game. So just to kind of explain the thought process, Barry's our guy, he's our signal caller, and he's doing so well for us. His TD to interception ratio is insane this year. But, I mean, watch this play right here. I mean, Bubba, he's much faster, and he's a real powerful runner. So that's why we sub him in, just to do these run plays. And we usually sub him in for 1 or 2, kind of let him go no huddle, see what opens up. And then the next time, we go to the sideline for a play, Barry will hop back in. So you see here, he's going to hike it and just run the QB draw right up the middle. Huge hole opened up. They see we have 5 wide receivers out, so it's the perfect time to run the draw because they don't expect it. So good for Bubba. Love seeing him get touchdowns. And as you can see on the scoreboard here, it's getting a little ugly. If we make this kick, it's going to be 38-0. And the snap, the hold, the kick, and it's good. So it is 38-0. Only took us 1 minute and 30 seconds to, punch it in. You see their quarterback there is 2 for 8 with 18 yards and a pick. So he's really struggling. I think it's a combination of our defense and the fact that it's just a torrential downpour today. As he actually makes one of his best throws of the day, he fires one over the field. They're able to get only their 5th first down of the game. Hand off to Gaines, and we just swallow them up. I mean, we pride ourselves on the run defense. We blitz a lot. So it's really no surprise that we force teams to go to the air. And a game like this, when their quarterback isn't great and it's pouring down rain, being forced to go to the air is a lot more beneficial for our defense than it is the offense. As Hoofnagel makes a huge catch, and he's going to stiff arm a guy right there. Oh, he just shoves him off. And their fullback, Hoofnagel, with their first touchdown of the game, breaking up the shutout. Obviously it's too little too late, but they're going to keep fighting. Especially in college, you got to fight for pride. You have students, you got alumni, you got faculty watching, your family. You don't want to just let another team shut you out. You got to get at least 1 touchdown. So they just got a good one there. So we're back on the ball, running the triple option. And Barry doesn't have a lot of speed. He's able to pick up 20 yards there on the triple option. And, we're going to do a lot of running for the most part. As you can see there, we're just kind of taking off the 3rd quarter time. Going into the 4th up by 31. This game's pretty much officially over. But it's 3rd and 7 here, so we are going to drop back and pass. Barry's going to get plenty of time. Moving. And just as he's about to throw, he gets sacked. And luckily we do recover it, but we are just going to have to punt it away. Our guy Strausser is coming out here. He's been so amazing as a punter. I mean, he's one of our best overall players, and it really does help when we get to pin, people back in their own zone. As you can see here, punter's going to get it off. And it's kind of near, but their guy goes over and gets it, and he muffs it. Luckily, he was able to jump back on it. We almost recovered the ball at the 20-yard line, which would have been, an easy score for us. So we're back on defense here. They're under the center. They're going to hike it and drop back to throw. He fires it out to the running back, who's able to kind of get me on the edge there. So a good gain for them. I think it was a first down, too. And as you can see there, the rain hasn't stopped. But eventually, they do stall out on offense. And we're just kind of here to run down the clock a little bit. But unfortunately, Morris gets the handoff, and he does fumble it. So as we're just trying to, end the game, run out the clock, they get the ball back. It's 3rd and 7 here. They drop back. They're trying to convert. And we get a huge sack on them. I think that was Parker who got that sack. So they end up turning the ball over. And like I said before, we're just trying to run out the clock. That's all we're trying to do. So we give it to Stevenson there, who, once again, puts it on the turf. Fumbling's been a real problem for him this season. And the fact that it's pouring down rain isn't helping. So now the game still isn't over because we haven't been able to run out any clock. So Western Michigan's back. They're firing, and they're able to get a guy over the middle who puts on a couple good moves and is able to get in for their second touchdown of the day. Really good run and catch by their wide receiver, Petty. He gets it, he moves around 4 or 5 guys, and then he's able to sprint into the end zone. So really not a big deal that they scored there, But so we're going to sub out Stevenson, and we're going to put in McKinney, who, as you can see, they're all 70, 70, 71 overall. Everyone's close. Stevenson does start because, he's kind of the guy for our future. He's the fastest. He's a true freshman. But we're also going to sub in Morrow to just kind of end the game. It's a blowout. We're just trying to run out clock. So the fact that we know we're not going to throw the ball anymore, I figured just throw Morrow in, get him some extra snaps. Because I still don't know who's going to start next year. It's probably going to be Bell. The redshirt. Well, next year he'll be a redshirt senior. He'll probably start, but it could be Bubba. It could be Dustin Van. So here we're going to hand it off to Reeves. Like I said, we're just trying to run out the clock. Good draw there, gets us the first down. And then I think here, I'm going to go in and Barry's back, but we're just going to run no huddle. And I'm going to put McKinney in. He's a redshirt freshman, and it's tough because there isn't a lot of playing time to go around with 3 running backs who are all equally good. So he'll come in the next play, and while we're still in here, Bubba is going to get another carry, bring us forward. As you can see there, 7 rushes, 46 yards, and a touchdown. That's exactly what we need from a guy like him. He really only comes in to run the ball, so it's nice to see him, get a touchdown, get some carries. So here we have McKinney getting his first playing time of the season, and he's going to get a huge hole. He's going to fight his way forward, and he is going to get brought down, but within the 5-yard line. So we're going to get on the ball. As you saw there, they gave one of their guys the player of the game, which this game, it kind of glitchy when it comes to giving out the player of the game because sometimes it'll give it to the losing team, which really shouldn't happen, especially because he didn't even play that well. I mean, he just had a forced fumble and a fumble recovery. And McKinney's going to get his first touchdown of the year. He's going to plow it in, and so we're going to run up the score just a little bit. I mean, we're just trying to run out of clock. It's not like we were throwing to get down the field quickly and score again, but it just so happens that we were able to find the end zone. And we're going to go up 45-14, a really resounding win. As you can see in the background, our fans are just going nuts. They're real happy to see us with this much success. Real happy to see us stay undefeated, too. So the kick is good. And right here, we're just going to try to run out the clock. Barry's going to run a draw. Almost going to get I think he does get the first down, but we're just going to slide down anyways. That's going to end the game. And officially, we move to 8-0. So we're 2/3 done with the regular season. So still undefeated, but still have, some games to go out and win. No games we can take lightly. Can't stress that enough. And obviously all eyes point towards Toledo as well in our last regular season game because they've still been doing really well this year. So I don't know for sure, but this year's Battle of I-75 might also decide who wins the MAC West, just like last year. So you can see the stats here. I mean, kind of like the score indicates, we did pretty well. We handled them. Take a look at the box score. I mean, they had a decent second half. We only won the second half by 7, but 45-14, the good win. Their quarterback struggled, 8 for 23, 2 touchdowns, a pick. Not really a good day, but our quarterback didn't have a great day either. 9 for 21, 116 yards and a touchdown. I mean, it was pouring down rain. Tough to really do a lot with our passing game. And then Stevenson didn't have I mean, this is one of the few games he doesn't get 100 yards because he had so many fumbles and we had to get other guys in. But as a community of guys, I mean, look, we had 4 guys get over 40 yards of rushing, and that's exactly what we do. Just like on receiving, like we pass the ball around. We don't just rely on one person. Sully was able to get that really nice touchdown grab. I think that was his first of the year. Defense played spectacularly. Patrick was able to get a sack. Ted had that really nice pick. And then, of course, I think we had 2 fumbles recovered. We had 3 forced there. Becker and Hyde each recovered a fumble. Mitchell, another perfect game on the kicking. Only had 1 punt that game, so that's nice. Just a really good team win. Real happy about it. So as you can see here, we're going to try to sim through the rest of the week, look at some of the games. Eastern Michigan got their first win of the season over Ball State, so they're no longer winless. Cal is still 0-6. Florida, close game to Arkansas, but they remain undefeated in first. Vanderbilt is now the worst team in the nation. And there are some rumors that that's where I might go after my time at BG is done. I've made it clear I want to go to the SEC and rebuild one of the struggling programs, so they're definitely on my docket. As you can see, Ohio there, they beat Kent State. I mean, we beat Ohio 59-0. And then the 2 weeks following our game with them, they get 2 straight wins. So pretty interesting there. Mitch-A-Palooza with a big win over UCF. They're now 31st in the nation. I mean, they're doing pretty well this year. I won the national title with them, left. They had a pretty down year going 5-6, and now they're doing better. And as you can see, we have Ball State 107th in the nation next week. They just had a pretty bad loss to Ohio. So if we beat Ohio 49-0, we should be able to handle Ball State. So I'll catch you guys in that next game. It should be fun. And here, UConn's still trying to win. So peace.